Now, before we get into it, and there's a lot to get into here, people, there's just a big Pooh-sized elephant in the room. I gotta explain copyright here to understand how something like this is even allowed at all, and why you can do it too.
Joke and commentary aside, this video will not hold up in a courtroom, although wouldn't that be cool? Anyways, don't take this in attempts to tangle with the mouse. Do you see what I did there? Tangled is a Disney IP, one of which is still protected by copyright, and I know that because I did my proper research. Conduct your own research before attempting results may vary, challenge at your own risk.
Copyright is defined as the exclusive legal right given to an originator or an assignee to print, publish, perform, film, or record literary, artistic, or musical material and to authorize others to do the same. Meaning, your own work is your own work. I can't just save as, put my name on it, and make money from your work. Seems pretty straightforward, right? You can, however, use it in the form of commentary, parody, or satire. At least small bits. Can is probably a bad word to use. You're supposed to be protected to use it under commentary, parody, or satire, but it's like a big legal battle-sized risk to do so. Can's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. See, copyright law used to be the life of the creator plus 50 years tacked on after, and that whole time span is how long any intellectual property, IP, would be protected by copyright. Disney actually had made it that way because they lobbied the hell out of the government to add on the 50 years bonus. They really didn't want Mickey Mouse to slip into public domain in the late 1970s, meaning free of all copyright, anybody could do anything and make any merchandise with that character. But as of 1998, the copyright law got extended, so now it's the life of the creator plus 70 years, and it's 95 years for like a corporation's work from the date of publication. It's important to me that you know I've added it all up. I'm not great at math, and I would never claim to be because my mom watches this and she did not raise a liar. But if everything is as it is now, Mickey Mouse goes into public domain in 2024. It's important to me that you know that because that is hilarious. I doubt they'll let him slip, but the possibilities. Taking a closer look at that whole 95-year thing, since original publication at 2022, we would have... Oh no. Winnie the Pooh fell into public domain this year, marking its 95 years. The synopsis for the very real trailer of the very real movie, Pooh Blood and Honey, reads as follows. Pooh and Piglet, who were abandoned by Christopher Robin and grew up to be feral and bloodthirsty, go on a hunt for Christopher Robin, and in my opinion, like a horror movie's stereotype worth of women. There always has to be a group to slash through, I guess. But have you seen the trailer? Have you really seen the trailer? We go from this to this. As it is, I'm sorry you looked at it that long. With everything at our disposal, we asked what we could do, but nobody stopped to ask what we should do. This is insane. The movie was reported to be shot in like 10 days, and when you see the trailer, yeah, I'm pretty sure people lost sleep and skipped meals over this one. Fact is, they used what they had to make it, and I've been so infatuated with watching this trailer over and over for the past 10 days that I want to watch this movie like as if they had more than they did to make it. Does that make sense? It looks so captivating. As somebody who knows that my stupid little baby brain would be terrified and traumatized from this, my aged, sophisticated connoisseur brain is like, mwah, chef's kiss. The irony here is that Disney has a long track record of just snatching ideas from the public domain and then changing the characters' names, if that, extremely changing the story though to be a lot more family friendly. And then it's just different enough to where they can copyright it as their own idea. So if you try to make any works that play off of original works of the original Pinocchio, Jungle Book, Mulan, more examples, you're going to be met with some very sweaty, very eager Disney lawyers because what you're working on looks very familiar to them. But we also had another classic character into the public domain this year. Bambi the Reckoning is on the way. It's set to be made by the same director who did Pooh Blood and Honey. What a coincidence. All we got was the title, Bambi the Reckoning, and the quote, "Prepare for Bambi on rabies." If anything is to be taken away from the Disney animated movie, we know what happens to that mom. And so this sounds like another revenge story, kind of like what Pooh has going on, but the only difference, and I'm brave enough to stand right here, to sit right here on this platform and tell you that hunter deserves what's coming to him. I know, for me, the hunter deserves what's coming to him. I think killing Bambi's mom was wrong. Where are my flowers? But that Bambi stuff, that was like last week's news, all right? Like, a lot has changed from now and the start of this video. We're in Christmas time, baby, and it's time for some holly jolly. What's the mean one? Well, now we're just turning villains into villains. Look, he returned the stuff at the end. Is he a villain? Is the Grinch a villain? He returned it at the end. I don't know if I just made that up to cope, but like, regardless of what I made up, regardless of what you remember, the story didn't happen that way. Not according to the trailer for the mean one. It's like, look, man, I know the holidays can be stressful, all right? But just like, sit it out this year. You don't got to participate every year. I mean, even the people on Halloween, the darkest of all holidays, who don't want to participate, just leave their lights off. Or they go and run away from doorbells and egg houses. Like, mass murder is kind of much. So now we got a story about adult Cindy Lou, you know who, on a mission, a kick-ass mission, to hunt down and kill the mean one. Mr. Grinch. Again, we run into something that looks like it was made with what they had. And to be honest, I'd argue that that's still pretty damn good. But what happens when Hollywood gets involved, right? What happens when there's a studio backing it with some money, some real Hollywood money? Not a lot. Well, with Hollywood funding and a novelty niche idea of a premise, we get this. Cocaine Bear.
High on cocaine. Out of its mind.
First off, this is one of Ray Liotta's like last recorded performances since his passing in May this year, so there's that. Secondly, they're going to market and tell you that this movie is based on true events, but like, the real story of this is so far removed from what this trailer shows. Oh man, so yeah, in like 1985, there was a bear that did die of an overdose from cocaine. And yes, the cocaine was dropped from a plane that was piloted by a drug smuggler. The pilot was like parachuting, and so the plane went down. It was just carrying way more than what the plane was like capable of loading. The FBI had even reported finding the bear with like 40 open containers of cocaine. It's wild. But like, I don't think he actually went through a ravaging mission to find more cocaine, and I hope not, because if a lot of people die in this movie like this trailer suggests, then the story becomes a lot less exciting and just more sad. Really, it just sad.
Beth, we should go.
Get higher, baby, and don't ever come down.
Look, do I love a good like small scale story? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think that you can make stuff with what you have and just compensate by telling the best story you can? Yeah, 100%. Do I think that these projects all say a lot about us? Yes, yes, and we all need help. It's not looking good for us. We need help. That being said, get your tickets. I'm gonna get mine.